got a rash that's itchy and scaly. Whatever you do, you cannot seem to get rid of it. It could be psoriasis. If you have ever had it, you probably know what I am talking about. Psoriasis can be painful and difficult to ignore. Most of the time, you won't see it heal on its own. So, what should you do to get better? Can you prevent psoriasis? Are there foods you could eat to get relief? In today's video, we'll be talking about psoriasis in detail. From the psoriasis diet to its triggers, we'll be discussing all of this and more. Let's first get some insight about psoriasis. Psoriasis is a chronic disease usually thought to be an immune system problem that leads to the formation of scales on your skin. You also get dry, itchy patches that are sometimes painful. This happens mostly because your immune system goes haywire, resulting in a buildup of skin cells. How does that happen? Generally, the speed at which skin cells grow is slow. They grow deep within your skin and slowly come to the surface before falling off. The entire life cycle of a skin cell usually lasts 1 month. But among people who have psoriasis, the entire process only lasts a few days. This is why there is not enough time for the old skin cells to fall off before new skin cells replace them. The high production rate ends up causing the buildup of skin cells. The result is rough scales, which you are likely to see on your elbows or knees. But they can show up in other locations, such as the neck, hands, feet, and scalp, among others. In one study, it was found that more than 7 million adults in the U.S. have psoriasis. That would make it a prevalence of 3% among the population. People who have type 2 diabetes or heart disease are generally at a higher risk of getting psoriasis. This skin condition is also associated with other health challenges, such as irritable bowel disease, anxiety, and depression. Types of psoriasis. Let's take a quick look at the types of psoriasis to understand what we are dealing with. Number 1, plaque psoriasis. This is the most common type. Experts suggest that around 80 to 90% of people who have the condition have plaque psoriasis. If you have plaque psoriasis, you are likely to see inflamed and red patches on your skin. For people of color, it is likely to show up in purple. Research shows this condition may get more severe in people of color. It usually appears on the knees, elbows, and scalp. Looking for answers on all the latest health and wellness news? Hit that subscribe button and join our millions of followers. Stay up to date on all our great Bestie content. Number 2, Guttate psoriasis. This type of psoriasis is usually prevalent in children. You will see pink and violet spots on your skin. Guttate psoriasis often shows its presence on the arms and legs, as well as the torso. Number 3, pustular psoriasis. Pustular psoriasis is commonly seen in adults. You will see pus-filled blisters and inflamed skin that is either red or violet in the affected area. Usually, this type of psoriasis is limited to smaller areas of your body, such as the hands or feet. Number 4, inverse psoriasis. In this condition, your skin will show bright red or shiny inflammation in the affected areas. It can show up in the groin or under your armpits or breasts. Number 5, erythrodermic psoriasis. This is a more severe form of psoriasis, but thankfully, it is quite rare. It usually covers a large area of your skin at once, and your skin looks like it's sunburned. When the scales develop, they are seen in large sheets. You might even get a fever or become quite sick while you have this type of psoriasis. Erythrodermic psoriasis can also be life-threatening. Foods to eat to help treat psoriasis. Scientists are working on finding the definitive link between diet and psoriasis. While they are at it, you can try certain diets that have sparked hope. These diets have shown promising results in helping alleviate the symptoms of psoriasis. Low-calorie diet. You can start with a low-calorie diet, but you need to make sure it is also low in fat. This diet can help reduce the severity of psoriasis. I know counting calories isn't fun, especially when you're already dealing with a skin condition. But the upside is that not only will you get better skin, but it will also help with weight management. Research agrees with this. A study was conducted in which participants were given a low-calorie diet for 8 weeks with a calorie budget of 800 to 1,000 per day. After 8 weeks, the participants were put on a 1,200 calorie per day diet for another 8 weeks. As one would expect, the participants did lose weight, but that's not all. Researchers were surprised to find that the participants also experienced a significant decrease in the severity of the symptoms of psoriasis. It was speculated that obesity was responsible for triggering inflammation, which in turn made psoriasis worse. Wondering how to cut down on calories without ending up with irrepressible hunger pangs? Well, it's tricky, but not impossible. You need to increase your water intake first. Drink more water to keep your tummy filled for longer durations. You'll be surprised to see how less hangry you'll feel. A lot of times when we are craving salty or sugary snacks, our body is telling us it needs more water. Thirst is often misunderstood as a cue for hunger. So the next time you feel like eating a few scoops of ice cream, drink a glass or two of water first. Wait for at least 10 to 15 minutes to see if you still feel hungry. The majority of times, this hunger pang would simply go away after drinking water. What's better is that it would also keep you hydrated, which is great for your skin. And when we say water, we mean plain water. No sodas, no fruit juices, just simple water. You can perhaps infuse fruits or veggies into it to add a bit of flavor. Cucumber, lime, and mint leaves are some of the refreshing options you can try. Reducing your carb intake and eating more protein-rich foods might also help you cut down on calories and keep you full for longer. Gluten-free diet. A gluten-free diet can be helpful if you have both celiac disease and psoriasis. Research shows that people with psoriasis also show more sensitivity toward gluten. A study was conducted to see if a gluten-free diet can help with psoriasis among people with gluten sensitivities. The results showed a remarkable improvement in the symptoms. When the participants went back to a normal diet, they experienced worsening symptoms of psoriasis. Even if you don't have celiac disease, there's no harm in trying a gluten-free diet. People have found it useful in getting relief from the troublesome symptoms of psoriasis. You might think a gluten-free diet is a lot of work, but with so many easily accessible options available in the supermarket, it's not tedious to leave gluten out of your meals. You first need to remember foods that contain gluten. Wheat and wheat-based products like semolina, kamut, spelt, and wheat flour are a given. But you might be surprised to know that even rye, barley, malt, and brewer's yeast contain gluten. This means you'll have to let go of the majority of bread, pasta, and cereals available on the market unless they specifically mention they're gluten-free. This brings us to the inevitable question, what can you eat on a gluten-free diet? Meat and fish are at the top of the list of naturally gluten-free foods. Just make sure they aren't battered or coated. Plain milk and yogurt are also options. But you might want to be careful as the jury is still out on red meat, especially beef, sausage, and bacon, and dairy. Experts believe these foods may play a role in creating psoriatic lesions, as they contain a polyunsaturated fatty acid called arachidonic acid. The byproducts of it can worsen psoriasis. If you're looking to include grains in your diet, go for rice, buckwheat, quinoa, and sorghum. Oats are a bit tricky, though they are gluten-free. Oats are often processed in the same factory as wheat-based foods. This could lead to contamination with gluten. So unless the label clearly says gluten-free oats, don't trust it. And of course, almost all vegetables and fruits are game. You can cook your gluten-free dishes in olive oil, coconut oil, or butter. Vegetable oils are also devoid of gluten. Happy cooking! Did the gluten-free diet grab your attention? You might be surprised to know that it's possible to have a gluten intolerance and still be unaware of it. Mild gluten intolerance often goes undiagnosed. If you suspect the same, you can watch our video on 14 surprising signs you're gluten intolerant. Antioxidant-rich diet. It's no secret that fruits and vegetables are super good for your health. If you are looking to eat healthy, balanced meals, you have to include them in your diet. But this may be even more important if you have psoriasis. Fruits and vegetables are loaded with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. All of them are good at keeping your body functioning at its best. But antioxidants are a different game altogether. They can fight off free radicals, which are basically the root cause of chronic inflammation. It is this inflammation that causes a number of health challenges, including skin conditions like psoriasis. This isn't just a hypothesis. Research stands in favor of fruits and vegetables. A study was conducted to determine the relationship between these foods and psoriasis. The results show that the more carrots, tomatoes, and fresh fruits were eaten, the lower the effects of psoriasis. These foods are all high in antioxidants. Research showed that people with psoriasis had a lower amount of glutathione in their blood. Glutathione is an antioxidant that's usually found in broccoli, garlic, kale, cabbage, cauliflower, and other such veggies. Eating these foods regularly can help reduce the effects of psoriasis. There are other antioxidant-rich foods you can try. You can make a delicious fruit salad out of blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. All of them are excellent sources of antioxidants. If you want to start your day on a positive note with an antioxidant-loaded breakfast, eat avocado toast with an apple and a pomegranate. All of them will give you ample antioxidants. Dr. Pagano's diet. You can try incorporating Dr. Pagano's diet to keep psoriasis flare-ups to a minimum. He became popular within the health and wellness community for his unique approach to healing psoriasis through diet. You can read his book titled Healing Psoriasis, the natural alternative to know more about it. His dietary approach mostly centers around eating a high amount of fruits and vegetables, limiting meats, grains, and seafood, and avoiding red meat and processed foods completely. Get more fish oil. Don't like seafood? You can get all its benefits from fish oil supplements. Experts believe fish oil may improve symptoms of psoriasis. In one study, participants were given fish oil for a period of 4 months while on a low-fat diet. More than half the participants experienced remarkable relief from psoriasis. This is because fish oil offers high-quality omega-3 fatty acids, which help psoriasis symptoms by reducing inflammation. When omega-3 fatty acids enter your bloodstream, they lubricate the cells of your body. This lubrication has a healing effect on your cells, especially the ones that undergo a lot of stress, like brain cells and the cells that make up your joints. This lubrication also reduces inflammation. Vitamin supplements. Please note that a vitamin-rich diet can be a big help in reducing the symptoms of psoriasis. But sometimes the vitamins you get from your food are not enough. Taking vitamin supplements can positively impact your skin's health. Just make sure to check with your doctor before you take any supplements. Foods to avoid when you have psoriasis. Just like there are foods you should eat to help your skin heal, there are a few you need to avoid. They can cause a flare-up or worsen existing psoriasis. Alcohol. Start by limiting your intake of alcohol. I know it's easier said than done, but you have got to stay away from liquor if you care about letting your skin get better. Alcohol can cause inflammation in your body and have a disruptive effect on the various pathways of your immune system. This could trigger flare-ups. A study was conducted among men who had psoriasis and those who did not. The participants who drank about 43 grams of alcohol per day were more likely to get psoriasis than those who drank only 21 grams. If you have psoriasis, it is best to enjoy an occasional glass of wine. Drink sparingly. Processed foods. It would take a certain amount of discipline for you to give up on processed foods, but you have to do it for the sake of your skin. Processed high-calorie foods lead to obesity and other health issues like metabolic syndrome and inflammation. This can cause psoriasis flare-ups. In short, you have to avoid processed meats, canned fruits and vegetables, prepackaged food products, and other processed foods high in fat, sugar, and salt. Your favorite packaged baked goods fall into this category. Nightshades. So, many people report experiencing psoriasis flare-ups when they include nightshades in their diets. This is because nightshade plants have solanine, which affects digestion and can cause inflammation. Nightshade plants include potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. What triggers psoriasis flare-ups? There are a few triggers that can give you a bout of psoriasis, but the triggers are not the same for everyone. In other words, everyone responds differently to these triggers. Better avoid them altogether to stay clear of psoriasis. Stress. Stress is one of the most common triggers of psoriasis flare-ups. You have to learn to manage your stress or your condition will likely keep getting worse. There are a handful of healthy ways to cope with stress. You can start by taking a break from reading, listening, or watching news stories. This includes the ones you come across on social media. Keeping yourself informed with current events is good, but being exposed to upsetting news and tragic events constantly can cause stress. Instead, limit news to just a couple of minutes a day. Also, manage your screen time well to let your brain relax. Exercise, early morning strolls, and getting plenty of sleep reduce stress remarkably well. You can also learn a few deep breathing exercises and stretch to help your mind and body heal. Meditation is another awesome way to go about it. But the most important thing is to talk to people you trust. Don't keep your emotions and feelings bottled up. It increases stress and impacts your mental health. Injuries and certain medicines. Injuries can also be a trigger for a psoriasis flare-up. If you get a cut or scrape or are affected by a sunburn, it can also cause the symptoms to go up. Any injection or vaccine can lead to flare-ups. Discuss it with your doctor before you get one. Some medications can trigger psoriasis. For instance, medication for high blood pressure may make your psoriasis worse. Anti-malarial medications and medicines that contain lithium could also contribute. Disclose your condition to the doctor so they can prescribe the right medicine accordingly. One of the reasons for psoriasis is that your immune system attacks your healthy skin cells by mistake. When you fall ill due to an infection, your immune system builds an additional response against the infection. This can cause a flare-up. How is psoriasis diagnosed? As previously stated, genetic conditions or your immune system mistakenly attacking healthy cells are the main causes of psoriasis. Your doctor would start with a simple physical examination. The symptoms are usually not hard to distinguish from other conditions that might cause similar issues. If your symptoms are not clear, your doctor will take a biopsy. A small skin sample will be taken and sent to the lab for testing. This will rule out other infections and determine if it's psoriasis. Once the results are back, your doctor will discuss with you all the further steps you need to take. Current treatment plans focus more on managing symptoms of psoriasis, which tend to come and go. You might be prescribed light therapy to help reduce flare-ups. Creams and ointments can control skin cell turnover. For severe cases of psoriasis, you might be put on immunosuppressants. Everybody wants healthy, glowing skin. But are you working towards reaching your skin goals? It's not just about perfecting a daily skincare routine. You also need to eat the right foods to get that glow from within. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple of skin and nutrition-related videos, shall we? 12 foods that will make your skin glow. You can also try our video on 17 foods that are bad for your skin. Go ahead, click one. Or better yet, watch both and learn more about skin, health, and nutrition. Have you ever dealt with psoriasis? Share your experience with us in the comments below.